Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Well, I'm back on the Champion 198 today, and I guess I've decided to call this episode the Knick-Knack Bullcrap episode. That's pretty much what it's come down to. But anyway, I got several things I'm going to be working on. I need to figure out the lights in the rod lockers and the day box, why they won't work. And I've been doing some wiring on the front. I don't know if you can see it up there, but I've been doing some wiring up here on the trolling motor. Been working up here. And I've also got a brand new Solix, 12-inch Solix, that's gonna go right here. So I got several things going on. And I guess it's time to get knick-knack and bullcrapping, right? All right, well, it's the end of March. I think it's the 29th or 30th today. So I've been working on this boat for a few days, and this is the main thing I've been working on the last few days. This heading sensor for the Minn Kota. It's the heading sensor for the Minn Kota trolling motor. And basically what it does is it communicates by Bluetooth to the control head. Now, it's just a heading sensor. It's just a sensor that works in tandem with the spot lock. Well, what was happening is when I get to a fishing spot, I would basically turn the house power off, and what the house power is basically your starting battery. So I would turn it off because there's no reason to leave it on midday. You don't need no lights. And basically the trolling motor's got its own power source. I got this 36 volt trolling motor. And so I got 3 lead acid batteries. And then the Graph is running off its own lithium battery. And you would have seen that in my video on installing the 12-inch Solix on the bow installation video. But so basically what I'm getting to is when I go up front here to fish, the house power doesn't need to be on. Basically, you want to preserve your house power so that when you get ready to start your motor, you got plenty of power to turn it over. So that's basically what was happening, but I discovered that the heading sensor was on house power. So whenever I was turning the power off, I was actually turning the heading sensor off on my Minn Kota. So what I've done is I wired straight to this switch here. Now I don't have the power on right now, but I wired straight from one of the trolling motor batteries straight to this switch. You'll turn this switch on and it'll provide power to your heading sensor. That way, it's not on house power. So that's what I've been working on. And so, as soon as I get that done, I'm back here working on this. I'm working on getting that wire that we just discussed. I'm on the other end there on the battery. I'm getting it wired up. So, let me finish that up, and then we'll move on from there. Hopefully get in these rod lockers, figure out what's going on with these lights. Oh, and by the way, This is all of the wiring that has come out of this boat in the last couple days. Man, oh man, look at that. All right, I've got the wire going up to that switch. I've got it finished. Boy, it's windy today. I had to solder on the hot wire. You have to solder on a inline fuse holder, okay? And then I always heat shrink it real nice so that you don't have any issues with it. The trolling motor heading sensor, it says in the manual it requires a 1 amp fuse. But on a inline mini fuse holder, the 2 amp is as small as they go, so I put a 2 amp in it. Then of course you got to put a new end on here too. So I've got it ready to go. I'm going to get it put on the battery. I'm going to use one of the trolling motor batteries. And then that way I can provide power to the heading sensor, you know, while I'm up there fishing, and I don't have to use the house power over here. So anyway, let me get this on here and then we'll test it out and see how everything works. All right, I got the electrical line for the heading sensor wired to one of the trolling motor batteries. So got that part done, but we're gonna have to turn on the trolling motor. We need to do that first. You'll hear it beep. So let's go up there and see if we can get this thing to pair up with the trolling motor. All right, looks like the power's already on. So the LED on the switch is on. That's good news. Now, it should blink. If it's paired up, it should blink, but it's not. So we've got something going on. Oh, there it is. There's power. So I've got the switch backwards. I'm going to have to switch the wires. Let me do that. Hey everybody, it's the next day. I got the switch figured out, so that's the good news. It kind of stumped me there for a little bit trying to figure out the wiring diagram on it. Since this isn't a switch I went and bought, you know. But here's the deal. I've got the LED light working now, as you can see. And I also got it over here to where it's synced up with the trolling motor. As you can see, it's flashing every 3 seconds. But let me explain what the deal was. So you got 3 wires that comes in to this switch. So your top wire here is your ground. You're going to have the main ground coming in, and then I also wired off of it with the ground going to the heading sensor. The middle wire is your load wire, and that goes out to the heading sensor. And then the main hot wire coming in is on the very bottom. So that's how that switch is properly wired. So I'm glad I got that done. I can button everything up and move on. So tidy all this wiring up and make it look nice and move on. So I've got everything in for the Solix except for the Dakota lithium battery. So I guess I could go ahead and start on it, get the transducer from the helix taken off, and because I want to keep that transducer because I'm going to sell the helix on my eBay store, and that'll be coming out there soon on Hawk's Treasures on eBay. And then I can install the new transducer. So that's kind of the plan. I put the rod locker lights kind of on hold because I figured that kind of getting this graph over here mounted kind of takes precedence. So that's where we're at. All right, well, it's the next day again. I tidied up the wiring yesterday and decided, it's Sunday, so I decided I'm just going to take it easy the rest of the day. So that's what I did. And but anyway, I'm out here today. I've been working all morning, and I got the Helix transducer. I've got it uninstalled. Well, not totally uninstalled, but I got the wire out and everything, so I'm ready to install the Solix transducer. So that's where we're at, and it's kind of been a pain this morning. I had to do a lot of stuff. I found a Lowrance line for a transducer, so it was a haul through transducer. So I just decided to cut it out of there because I'm not ever going to use that, and it's just clogging up space as far as the wiring goes. So that was kind of cool because it'll probably make it easier whenever I go to run the line for the Solix, the transducer line. It'll probably make it easier because there'll be more room. So anyway, I'm going to get going here and hopefully get this Solix transducer installed here shortly. All right, well, I got the new Solix transducer mounted. So we can take this plastic off now. Get rid of that. She's brand spankingly new. I got her tie wrapped up the transom and going in to the engine bay. So now I've got to take the this in and get it run all the way up here to the console. So that's the challenging part, guys. So let's get to it. As Chad would say from This and That Garage, let's get busy. All right, well, I finally got the transducer line run, and boy, was it a pain in the bootay. So I got the new Solix transducer installed. I got the line run. It's going through here, and man, that was a battle getting that through there. But here's the other end of it. It's hooked up. So now I just got to run power, and I'm going to do that tomorrow, guys. It's about 4:30. It's getting cloudy. So that's it on that deal. I got a couple wires here that went to a Lowrance. This is a Lowrance transducer. So I'll just cut those out. I was going to pull them out, but they're attached to the loom by wire ties. But so it's nothing really I could deal with it. So anyway, that's where we're at. I guess we'll reconvene tomorrow and hook up power and see how this graph looks. Well, I got the power run up to the graph, so we got that going on. I've now got the Humminbird Solix 12-inch up and running. So what I ended up doing is I just temporarily put it on house power right here, and then whenever my lithium battery gets in, then I'll wire up its independent power for that. So that's done. I'm really happy with the results. So I wanted to show you too on the lights. What I found out was I've got one bad light And basically how this works is you press down or up, and that turns the light on. Well, this one's broke, so that's why that one wasn't working. And then the rest were they just need to be lubricated. The switch wasn't wanting to move on them, so I guess they just sat so long and never was used. But that's fixed, so all the other lights are good except for that one. And I found one on Bullet Boats has them, so I'll probably just order one from them. And then right here is the old Humminbird Helix, and this is going to be for sale on my eBay store, Hawk's Treasures. It'll take me a little bit to get the listing done, but it will come with, this is a Helix 9, the KVD model. I think it's a Gen 1. And then it's going to come with the transducer, and that's the transom mount. It's also got the harness for the power and the transducer line to hook up to your graph. So I'm not sure how much I'm going to ask for it yet, but anyway, that's that. So I guess the knick-knack bullcrap episode has come to a conclusion. I'm happy how it turned out, and so if you enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, and hopefully the next video will be an awesome fishing video. So until then, go do something.